Yo, 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 it's your boy, Melly Mel, aka King Jaffe, one third of G.M.S. And welcome to the podcast, good people. I hope you enjoy.
What's up, everybody? This is your boy GQ Smooth coming at you live out of Raleigh, North Carolina, man. This is G.M.S podcast where we come at you live weekly with raw and uncut content. Man, I'm so excited for this, man, for you guys. We got a lot of stuff in store for you. GMS, y'all know what it is. Let's get it.
What's going on, people? I'm one of your co-hosts, Shahid, aka Triple M, aka Maximize Motivational Muscles, aka Mr. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday man himself. And I want you guys to tune in. That's right, tune in to G.M.S. Grown Man Subjects. We talk about everything from sports, news, politics, entrepreneurship. We have great content coming for you guys, so get ready and subscribe. What's going on, guys? What's going on? Welcome to GMS, Grown Man Subjects. I'm one of your co-hosts, Shahid, aka Mr. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yo, what's good, people? It's your boy King Jaffe, aka Melly Mel. One third, back at it. Let's go.
What's good, everybody? It's the boy GQ Smooth. You already know what it is, man. Let's get into it.
Man, listen, man. So we just gonna tell y'all right now, even though we have this in the title, we talking about nothing but basketball, like basketball. So if you don't like if you don't like basketball in particular, we appreciate the love, but don't sit through this entire thing. All right. Listen, man, we have to talk about it, man. James Harden. As we know, well, to me personally, James Harden is with Steph and Curry still being injured. He's top five. I feel like with Stephen Curry being healthy, he's at least top a top seven player. I feel like he's at least a top seven player. Where he's at in my list as far as top seven, I'm not exactly sure yet, but I know he's a top seven player. He's a top seven player. Just linked up with one of the players who, a lot of us felt like has been number one when healthy, as well as Kyrie Irving, in a lot of people's eyes is probably one of the most skilled, right up there next to Kobe, one of the most skillful players ever to grace the floor. Mel, James Harden is your man. Tell me what's up with that. Like, what's up?
Well, I mean, it was sad to see the way he went out, in Houston. I would have liked it. I would like for him to have more of a nice farewell, but obviously in the NBA, things like this happen all the time. Maybe not to the extent that he dragged it out. He made it a little ugly. He came into camp out of shade. Started the season, with a lot of turmoil and just complaining pretty much. So, on that aspect, I'm sad to see it, but you know, he got a new jersey, fresh faces in Brooklyn. It's a new beginning. So I'm excited. As far as how it's gonna work, I'm definitely interested. I'm interested because those are three super ball dominant players.
Mhm.
I mean, we've seen James Harden play that third fiddle, in OKC way back in the day. So maybe he could kind of tap back into that 6-man role. Obviously, not being a 6-man, but just kind of being the third scorer or possibly the second option. Because who knows if Kyrie's coming back? But I'm excited. I'm just excited for him to get a new start somewhere because that was a bad breakup with Houston. So, but let's see how they play together. That is the big question.
That's the
That
big question.
that is the big question. That is the big question, G. Now, I do want to ask this question, man. When such talents come together, such as a Kyrie,
hmm
Durant, and a James Harden, right? Of course, we've seen James Harden and Kevin Durant pair together before. It was at OKC when they have Russell.
Right.
Now, just from your personal opinion, which trio would you rather have? And you can pick um at the prime of their career, because I still feel as though both of these players that I'm about to say, one may be a little bit more in the prime of their career than the other person, but I still feel as though they're still top 5, top 7 best point guards in the league right now. Would you rather have Harden, KD, and Kyrie, or would you rather have Harden, KD, and Russell Westbrook?
Honestly, man, that's a tough choice, man. But I think I'm gonna lean towards Harden, Kyrie, and KD. Honestly, I mean, cause this is because we've seen Russell Westbrook, Durant, and Harden play already, so we know what that looks like. So I'm interested to see how they can come together and what kind of chemistry they can form together. I mean, as y'all know, like on the off-camera conversation we had, I was the main guy who was saying I ain't want to see this trade happen.
G, can you tell the people why you didn't necessarily want to see this trade happen? I'm pretty sure they know already just by the shirt, but go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I mean, yeah, a little bit to do with the Lakers, but not so much, like, because I just looked at Brooklyn squad, like, you know, from top to bottom, and I felt like they had like a really deep squad. And I was just like concerned about the pieces they'll have to give up to get a Harden, like LeVert, like Allen. I mean, but once Spencer Dinwiddie went down, that's when I started kind of leaning towards, okay, they might want to make the move to get Harden now, just because they started, you know, to lose a little depth there with him. And then the record wasn't, you know, as outstanding as you thought it would be by this point. Then Kyrie decided he gonna take some days off. So I was just like, yeah, it's probably about that time for them to make that deal. So I'm just interested to see how they gonna, you know, click and how they gonna come together. Because they're gonna have to make sacrifices, especially Kyrie and Harden.
Okay. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at this lineup, man. Let's take a look at this lineup. All right. So this is the lineup that we are looking at with the Brooklyn Nets right here. All right. Now, of course, we all know that Spencer Dinwiddie is injured. He's injured at the moment. With him being injured, that was a way for the Nets to continue to keep him, which I really think that was a really, really great call on their part, because I don't think that we really wanted to see Spencer and LeVert go. I didn't want to see Jared Allen go as well, but if you can keep at least one of the three, pretty good. Looking at this roster right here, Mel, where are they lagging?
Defense, and I don't really. I mean, DeAndre Jordan obviously has been a starting 5 for, I mean, his whole career, and he's a good defensive piece. But you know, he's late. He's late in his career. He's not really the same player he used to be. So I don't know if they really have that interior defense, even with the perimeter defense. I don't really count on Kyrie and James Harden to be getting a lot of stops on the defensive end. Obviously, Kevin Durant could play defense, but aside from that, defensively, I definitely see they're going to be lacking.
That's my biggest concern for them.
Okay. So, G, as you see, you know, KD is averaging 29.4, right? Now, let's keep in mind, this is his first year back.
Yeah, off a major injury.
Off a major catastrophic injury that a lot, what is it, about 85% players don't even make it back to being 60% of themselves at least.
And this is major injury number 2. He had that foot problem too. So
that's right.
He did have that foot problem.
So
that just makes this even more, just even more monumental. He's averaging ridiculous 0.2 rebounds a game. You know, he's showing us that he is ready to continue on and being the best player in basketball. G, right now, where does Kevin Durant rank in the league right now?
I mean, I think you got to put him at that 1 or 2 spot, depending on who you are. I mean, before he went down with the Achilles injury, I had him at number 1 and Brown at number 2. So, I mean, I honestly thought that he was the best player, you know, when he was with the Warriors, because he really showed, like, you know, what he can do on the team. Even though he joined a super team, he still had to perform, and he did that. So I really like his game. I feel like he was like the number one player before he went down, and I feel like he's basically trying to prove a point that, hey, I'm still that guy. And so far, you saw he's still that guy.
So does in this whole situation right here, and I know it's easy for us to maybe answer this question, but I at least want to hear your answer and why. Mel, who is going to be the person that you are going to be worried about the most with this?
Oh man,
I know I got.
that's so. Wow, that's so hard. That's hard. That's hard. I mean, obviously, it's between the two, Harden and Kyrie. I would say Kyrie just because Harden, when he's on the court, I shouldn't even start there. Harden is always on the court. Harden plays up until this point. Up until this season, he's pretty much been durable. He's been consistent, and he's been loyal to the Houston Rockets, and he hasn't really missed many games. So, and you could tell he loves to really hoop. Kyrie, we talked about this in the group chat. I honestly think like basketball isn't really that important to him anymore. And I don't want to say that because obviously I'm not in his head and I'm not in his circle, but just based off the actions, and we all know what professionalism looks like. You sign a contract and you have a standard to uphold. So, for him to not do it, he can't really care that much. You know what I mean? So I would say I'm more concerned about him than Harden for sure.
G.
And I would think he would be the one to mess it up. Yeah.
He would be the one to mess it up. I can't really ask G this question, Mel, so I'm coming right back at you. Hypothetically speaking, let's just say Kyrie doesn't come back for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Can Harden and KD get to the finals? And if they get to the finals, what percentage do you have against them winning against the quote-unquote champion Lakers?
Yeah, great question. I think that was a big reason for them bringing in Harden was because they were uncertain about Kyrie's future there. So Harden and Kevin Durant, to me, there's something intriguing about it. I do think that can work. I don't want to just exclude Kyrie because that's a hell of a talent. But I do think that duo, along with the other guys that you showed on the screen, I feel like that duo can get to the finals. And then as far as the percentage to beating the Lakers, without a true big man to kind of stop Anthony Davis,
That's it.
I would give it a slim chance. If they met up in the finals, I would say Lakers in 6. But I do think that they can get to the finals. I think they could beat Milwaukee, and I think they could beat Boston, and I also think they could beat Philly. So, with just Harden and Kevin Durant.
Okay. All right. Definitely, appreciate the opinion and the outlook, man. G, I got a question to ask you, and don't worry about it. It's not a Laker, not a Laker question, but is the question right here. This is now the roster that we're looking at for Houston. All right. Did Houston get better? Did they get worse? Or did they stay about the same?
Well, I want to say that they got worse. I don't think that they got that much better either. But I do feel like they'll play a lot better now that distraction apart and not wanting to be there is gone. And I do like the players that they did pick up. They got what's his name? Well, I thought they got LeVert, but it turns out LeVert actually went to the Pacers. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I just saw that earlier today. So, I forgot who the Rockets really got in that deal. Because it was like
Oladipo.
Oh yeah, Oladipo. That's right. Okay. Yeah. So Oladipo and Boogie. Yeah, I think that's a killer lineup right there. a big three potentially.
Okay.
And I feel like they gotten a little bit better with that squad. Because I mean, Wall, you gotta remember, Wall is a spectacular player in himself. He's one of those Russell Westbrook type players. So, and then Boogie, he's still doing his thing. I know he hasn't been as efficient as he was in the past years, but I still feel like he has a lot left in the tank. And we all know what all people can do when healthy. So I do feel like the Rockets have gotten slightly better.
I've been hearing a nice amount of noise about Christian Wood.
Oh yeah, and Christian Wood, good. He is nice. He is nice.
Okay.
Very, very nice.
Okay. I didn't notice that they actually had Kenyon Martin Jr. up here. Big salute.
Yeah.
Big salute.
Yes, salute. Yeah, shout out to Kenyon Martin Jr.
I didn't know that.
Shout out. Nah, he's been grinding too. He's been grinding.
Yeah,
Definitely salute to him.
Okay. So we talked about Houston. We talked about Brooklyn. Let's talk about the Pacers, man. Not trying to be funny, but Mel, did the Indiana Pacers, because some people might not even know where the Pacers are even located. The Indiana Pacers, did they get better? Did they get worse? Did they stay about the same?
I think they stayed about the same. Adding Karis LeVert, I think, was a nice pickup, but they don't have TJ Warren. So for me, that's kind of like just a swap out, basically. Getting rid of Oladipo. I think his time was up in Indiana. He had his shine. He was the man. He got hurt. He's come back, and you could tell physically he's good, but he's not playing well at all. So but the rest of the players they have, I like Indiana. I like Sabonis, man. I love Malcolm Brogdon, and then I love the Holiday brothers. I love that.
Okay, all right.
No, I was just gonna say, and Miles Turner, like they got a lot of scrappy dudes. They got a lot of skilled players, older players too. So I felt, but for the most part, I do feel like they stayed the same. Maybe got a little bit better, or at least they're going to be headed in a better direction than when they had Oladipo.
Right.
So let me ask you this question: this lineup, or I'm sorry, this roster, is this going to get you in the top 8 in the Eastern Conference, as currently constructed right now?
I think so. I think so. I think on Sabonis' shoulders, Malcolm Brogdon kind of running the shit. Yeah, this is a playoff team. I think so. You know where they're currently ranked? I think what are they, top 5 or something right now? I think.
It's somewhere in that range, yeah, I believe.
I think so. But yeah, I definitely think this is a playoff team.
Okay. All right, so pretty much in the whole entire trade, man, it really didn't seem as though you had any losers. Which
I hate it for Allen because Allen went to the Cavaliers. I mean,
that's I feel for him.
Yeah.
I don't even think we need to pull up a Cavaliers roster. First of all, hold on. Speaking of the Cavaliers roster,
pull it up. Yeah, pull it up.
you know what I want to. You know what we got to pull up. We got to pull up my boy, man. We got to pull up my boy. Here we go. Here we go. I'll pull up my boy. Here we go. And he is one of the most. He is the only old school center we have in the league, I really like him. I'm not exactly sure. Like,
this was definitely one of the worst field goal attempts I've ever seen.
Really?
He
thought he was LeBron James for a second.
He did. I don't, yeah, man. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he was doing, man. He had it top of the key, and he was trying to.
I'll do a little crossover.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on with Drummond, man. But listen, man. I mean, he don't. He just playing basketball, baby. He just playing basketball, man. That's it.
Man.
So I don't know, man. So is it pretty much for Brooklyn, just for Brooklyn? Is it finals or bust? And I'm not necessarily saying winning, but they at least got to get to the finals. Is it finals or bust?
Definitely finals the best. Definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I,
So
I definitely agree.
is it as much pressure as when LeBron went to Miami with Wade and Chris Bosh, or the same pressure like when Kevin Durant joined the Steph, Clay, and Draymond?
That's a great question.
That's a great
question. I don't think it's as much pressure. I think Miami big three probably had the most pressure on them out of any team in like the history of sport of any sport when it comes to winning the championship. The way they got put together, and then the expectations that they had, and then obviously the not one, the not two, the not three, all of that.
That didn't help. Right?
That didn't, and then we almost, the way they started playing, man, started off rough, but once they kind of got the wheels going, we thought, hey, they might be able to run off 5 or 6 of these things. You know what I'm saying? So
really, we're making it look like professional basketball teams against like middle school and high school is like,
man,
they
were
crazy, man. So yeah, most
that was
definitely.
crazy. But
God,
yeah,
please make sure that you follow us on social media platforms at G.M.S_grown man subjects, as well as our personal accounts. You can follow me at _MM muscles.
King _Jaffe.
GQ too smooth 07.
Smooth. So, G, I'm coming to you with this one right here, man. I've been hearing a lot of stuff. Well, actually, not even really hearing, man. I've been watching LeBron, and I don't know if he's playing around. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah.
But it was this one video clip that I seen, and I was just like, it's ridiculous right here.
And a double and a pump fake before that. Come on, man, that's disrespectful right there. But that's fun too.
It's fun if you're on the Lakers side, and you got to understand you got to bring your own energy. It's a nice take, but
yeah, and pump fakes and turning around and everything like that.
He did the Curry talk. He did the Curry talk.
We know that's not LeBron game, right?
Yeah.
But if he's doing this type of stuff right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if he's doing that, what does that mean for the league? Like, what does that mean?
You really can't stop him if he's knocking down his threes like that, man. I mean, he's unguardable. Period. Like, you cannot stop him because you already can't stop him going down the lane. He's going to get a bucket, an and one, or he's going to get fouled and shoot 3 free throws. So, yeah, if he's shooting his jumper and it's going down like that, he honestly cannot be stopped by anybody.
I was trying to think of like, and LeBron's been in the league for what,
18 years now.
18 years.
I mean, he's the only player I've seen that go this long and still playing like he's like freaking 20 something.
When he passes the eye test, does he not, Mel? He passes the eye test.
So we talk about all these skilled players, right? And you got to give them credit, but I think LeBron may not have the pure footwork and skill set that like a Kevin Durant, Kobe Bryant, some of these guys, but the game of basketball itself, I think, is just, it comes so easy to him, whether it's reading defenses, playmaking, passing, shooting. Obviously he could, be a little bit better with a shot, but I think he's at that point where he can average, even in his 18th year, 40 if he wanted to. His whole career, he could have been leading the league every year in scoring. He was one of those players where every year he could have got the MVP trophy. I think it's just like, I don't know if we've seen a guy. Well, we've had, but he dominates the game so much that it's like he makes it look so easy. I don't know. It's crazy. It's kind of crazy.
He's a pass first player at that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You,
So,
you brought up a good point, bro. You just said a pass first point type of player, right?
Yeah.
I think one of the most underrated things about LeBron's game, and I think I don't know why, but we always think killer mentality is only with scoring. Like we feel like killer mentality, oh, that's just if you score 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 points. When that's not the only criteria for it. I think one of the most underrated things about LeBron's game is his scoring. I don't know if like people remember, like LeBron is the same dude who scored. How many points did he score against Detroit? When
like 52, something like that.
bro, like this is the same dude who
Yeah, like 30 straight, fourth in overtime. Yep.
in OT. We talking about
he went crazy.
power, you know. And
that was my squad, that Piston squad. They had the ill defense. They had the ill defense.
That Piston squad was probably the closest thing to like they really had no weakness. Like they really had no weakness. Like no weakness. You know what I'm saying? So I was really, really ecstatic when the Pistons and the Spurs met in the finals. I know that they said that was like one of the most low tuned in televised game that they've had in the finals because it was boring. But those were two really good teams, and every game you had to fight. You had to fight every game, man. Spurs wasn't putting up with that nonsense, and neither was the Pistons, man. So I definitely think that finals run didn't really get the notoriety that it should have got, man. Because honestly, man, I feel like they all did their thing, man, for real.
Yeah, they did.
But
might have to bring that one back.
Right, that's a fact. Mel, you was talking about everything about like the skill and the footwork and everything like that. What would you say is the most underrated thing about LeBron's game? What don't get enough credit?
Wow. Man. What doesn't? I mean, it's hard to say what he doesn't get credit for. I mean, he's been the face of the league for forever now. Damn, it would probably be, him having the clutch gene, which I don't think is. I think that's a false, notion. Like, I think like people talk about him not having kind of like that clutch gene or not hitting big shots. He's hitting big shots. He's hitting game winners. So, but I think it would be something like that. And like you said earlier, kind of having that dog in him. Like people would say he don't have that dog instinct. Like you said, I mean, it don't necessarily have to be in the way of scoring 60 points. He shows it in a million other ways. You know what I mean? So if there's something that he doesn't get credit for, it's probably not really warranted.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
And I mean, it's one of those things where like like you said, if LeBron wanted to score 40 right now, I'm pretty sure he could. And going into this season, and this is no disrespect to Anthony Davis, but I remember when we were filling out our top 25 list, more specific, we were filling out our top 5. I remember I was saying if LeBron wanted AD to be the best player in the league, AD would be the best player in the league. And the only reason why I said that was because LeBron is smart. So if he wanted Anthony Davis to take his title, status, whatever you want to call it, and be the best player in the league, he knows how to do so without necessarily making it seem like I'm lagging off of my game.
Right.
Yo, that's a great point because I think that's why this duo works well together. Because AD was willing to take that backseat role. That's a great point.
And I loved him and Wade teaming up. I loved him and Kyrie teaming up. I actually really liked that combination, him and Kyrie.
Kyrie was dangerous, man.
They were. But him and Anthony Davis, it works so great. I mean, Anthony Davis, we looking at another. He's gonna be in his peak. Even when he falls off his peak, he's still gonna be a top 5, top 10 player. So we are legit seeing something that they very well could three-peat. And I can't think of the last time I've ever thought about somebody being able to three-peat since the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, this is definitely going to be one of those things to watch, providing everybody stays healthy, of course.
That's my biggest thing about Brooklyn. Like, who's gonna be willing to take that back seat? You know what I mean? Like, is Kyrie gonna be willing to take that back seat, or is Harden gonna be able to take that back seat? Because somebody got to take that back seat.
Okay. Now it depends on what kind of back seat you're talking about. You talking
like
about
third option.
Okay.
When they used to be in the first or a second.
Okay, now is your third option like a Chris Bosh?
I mean, could be, depending on how well they play.
Okay,
it might have to be.
When Bosh went to Miami, how much did it drop his stock as far as ranking him?
Bosh sacrificed a lot going to Miami, man. Because when Bosh was in Toronto, you got to remember Bosh was averaging like over 20 points a game, over 10 rebounds a game. He was killing. And then he went to Miami. People kind of forgot, like, you know, what he did, because it was like he wasn't showing that same stat. That's because he took a back seat. He had to sacrifice his stats to win. So, and I feel like Harden and Kyrie are like two stat guys. Like they care about their stats a lot. So it's gonna be interesting to see which one of them, like, to go turn down a little on their scoring, or like their assists or whatever it may be that they need to sacrifice for. Like.
Okay. No, man, we gotta get the Curry. We gotta get to Curry, baby. We gotta get the Curry.
Let's go.
Curry got
bro.
28 points.
Curry's killing.
Game, 5.6 rebounds, 6.2 assists, man.
Yeah.
Is this a light year for Curry? Like, are we taking him for granted? Like, what's going on? What's going on?
No, I mean, it's he's in a tough position because even with averaging 28 points a game, 6 boards, 6 assists, it's still not enough. He's used to having a lot more talent on the team. They're used to being like they're actually playing okay. They're playing decent right now, but there's just so much on his shoulders. And to me, he's doing what Steph always does. I mean, when he plays, it's just amazing. I don't know, averaging damn near 30 points to me, I don't feel like is a bad thing. I feel like he's doing everything he can to keep his team competitive. They don't really have much around them. It's gonna be a rough season. It's gonna be a rough season.
Where Draymond Green at?
Man, listen. That's what I'm trying to figure out. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
This is where he been at the whole time.
Like, and that's when people blew his head up and blew his stock up. I was concerned about that because I'm like, you're playing with all-time shooters. You're playing with Kevin Durant. All you got to do is stand, set the screen, handoff, dribble handoff. I mean, it don't really get any easier than that. And now they're asking him to do a little bit more. And last game he played 20-something minutes, had like 1 point. He's averaging like 4 points per game. And I know the points isn't everything, but I mean, he's just not the same playmaker, not the same on defense. I don't know what he does.
I felt Draymond was good enough to get this kind of stat line, like a 10 points, 8, 10 rebounds, 3, 5 assists, 1, 2 steals. Like
that would be good.
I don't think that's asking too much of him. I honestly think like that.
Oh man.
People may come at me in the comments, but honestly, I feel like if he can average that, he can around and make somebody's or third team defensive. Like he might mess around and make one of those teams if he can like be consistent. Like for a dude that can continuously average a double and still giving you 5 assists with a steal and a half, like that would be like a smaller rendition of what like a Rudy Gobert does.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like he can do that. I feel like he's selling sure. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great expectation for him. You know, I mean, I feel like that's expected out of him. He should be able to do that. You know what I mean?
That's a great expectation for him. He shouldn't just be doing that.
No, he should be able to do that. What I'm saying, like he should be doing it every night. You know, that should have that stat line every night. He has a 10.8, 10 rebounds.
Like that.
10 points, 10 boards, 6 assists. He should be able to get that. He should be able to get that.
He should be able to get a double. He should be able to get
especially getting paid what he's getting paid. He should get that. He should definitely get that.
I feel like he's being humble now because it was kind of easy for him when he had, Durant, Thompson, and Curry. Basically,
So G, is the Warriors gonna make the playoffs with the way Steph is playing? And let's just hope Draymond gets better. Is the Warriors gonna make the playoffs?
I mean, no, I think they got a chance to make the playoffs. We'll see what happens as the season progresses. But they definitely have a shot. I mean, I like Kelly Oubre. I like Andrew Wiggins. I like Wiseman and how he's been playing so far. So they definitely got some players, that can, help them get to the playoffs. I think they're like currently like 6 in the West right now, or 7, or maybe like 8. No, they're 8 in the West right now. So they're right there as of right now. If the playoffs started today, they'll be in. So I would definitely think they can make it.
Okay. All right, guys. So we're coming across the 4-minute mark. Please make sure you follow us on all social media platforms at G.M.S_grown-man subjects, as well as our personal accounts. You can reach me at _MMmuscles.
And King_Jaffe.
And GQ too smooth 07.
All right, guys. So we're gonna close this out with this last one right here, man. And this one is a little special to me. It's just a rumor. Just a rumor. But this could be a potential right here. Knicks Wizards trade features. Centerpiece. now listen, big shout out to Rick, man. Shout out to Rick, but yeah, I don't like the message that this could be possibly sending. Like, I just don't like the message. I appreciate Bill for going to the Knicks. I would get me a Bill jersey hands down. But like, I don't know, man. Like we are gonna look at Russell Westbrook, former teammates, and say, bro, how you end up with? He has some
very good teammates.
very good, very. Is that gonna mean more for Bradley Beal to go to a better market, or are we gonna be judging Russell Westbrook kind of like we're doing right now already?
That's a good question. I mean, honestly, I would love to see Bradley Beal go to the Knicks if possible. I just feel like it's the time for him to, go elsewhere. I mean, he's been doing everything he can to make that team successful, and they still seem to be going in the wrong direction. So, I mean, he's averaging like 34 points right now. It's crazy, and they still lose.
Not the Knicks. Anybody but the Knicks. Bradley Beal is wasting his time right now. We could do a whole nother episode strictly on Bradley Beal wasting his prime years in Washington. He can go anywhere right now and help a team put them over the hump, and all of a sudden they're championship contenders.
Who you want to see him go to?
Somebody gonna have to give up some pieces.
First team that come to mind.
First thing that came to my mind was like a Denver, but I don't know if that'll work. I don't know because obviously he played with the Joker, but that might be kind of nasty. That might be nasty.
Could you, if you swap him and Murray?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Does that make Denver a threat to the Lakers?
Man, I think so.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Man, guys, we hate that we gotta end this episode.
We gotta keep going with this.
But listen, we will have a part 2 to this. Please make sure you follow us on the social media platforms at G.M.S_grown man subjects, as well as our personal accounts. You can reach me at _MM Muscles.
And King_Jaffe.
And GQ too smooth 07.
Till next time, guys. Major salute.
Salute.
Stay tuned and prepare from scenes for the next episode of G.M.S. Grown Man Subjects.
Activating, or for them leaving a mark in my mind, when I watched them play or watched them do whatever it was that they did. So my 3, it's funny you said something about the
Like that's how much influence he had on me, man. Like he made me want to play the game of basketball. Like he inspired me to play the game of basketball. Same with Kobe. Like I didn't get to see Michael.
Being able to see a basketball player use either pivots.
Right.
We usually take that comfortable pivot. So we probably
That's a really good one right there.
Bro,
wow.
Bo might have been.
My fault. I got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Okay. Kareem.
I got Larry Legend.
Okay.
Got Magic Johnson.
I can't do it like this. Hold on. I can't do it like this. I can't.
All right. Like this. Give me your first one and go all the way down.
Damn. I can give you 10. I can't give you 1. All right, I can't give you 5 or 6. It's kind of